There you go. It's visible. Yes. Okay, I can hear myself. Cool. So, as I was saying, I'm going to work on world building. This project in particular, it's a nice desert that is supposed to achieve temperatures enough to create blue lava. Um, Blue lava is usually melted sulfur, but in this case, and because it's magic and I don't care, these volcanoes can reach a temperature of 6,000. Um, and so the map goes like this. I want to make it logical. Well, have logical, have a wizard did it. A full desert with volcanoes. Now, lava is usually really, really fertile once it cools down. Um, but I want this one to be so hot, and I want it to go down under air for some reason and fertilize not the first layer with the sand, but the middle layer, and then all the fauna and all the flora develops upside down. And here is an air bubble in the middle of the earth. We're gonna have a humanoid race and a bunch of little critters and evil plants. We all like evil plants, don't we? I do. Gonna There you go. Now let's start drawing. Yeah, it's not listening to me. Yeah, sure. I'm going to start with a little map to guide myself through. Let's say this is the usual world. And here comes the evil desert. And around this we can start developing a larger map later. I was thinking of giving it a funny shape, but I want to use this for several projects with varying degrees of seriousness. Seriousness. So let's go for the usual random shape. Okay, here's the main terrain. Let's add a bunch of volcanoes all the way, making a wacky spiral. Nothing is too serious to not contain a wacky spiral. Just join it. Just join. What's on the docket? Oh, hi, Iceman Cam. We're making an ecosystem for fantasy. It's going to be uh, mostly bloodsuckers in the desert. Here's how we map the stupid fucking volcanoes. I'm tired of them. That's going to be the surface. And after that, we get a layer. This is what we mapped. Under here, we get this layer of nothing, just fertile soil and the plants. I was thinking of, since this is a desert and I want it to have one single source of water. Uh, uh, Usually plants evolve to their feathers, like a feather that can receive a lots of water. Looked a little bit more, look like this. The more water, the bigger the leaf is going to be. But as the environment dries out, the trees are going to start evolving their leaves to close in order to preserve water. And that's why deserts have pointy plants, those brave Mexicans cactus. So I already started here. This is my the first line in the food chain. It's it produces an edible root. It hangs from the soil. It never rains in the region. So I got a degree in ecology, so I can field questions for relation. Awesome, actually. I made this public because I was hoping someone will help me out. Um, okay, I had prepared a very studious, very professional guide. Um, for understanding the food chain, this is very complex for the regular mind. And so I started designing the plants. Mm, I think it's a good start. Broad-leaved plants in a desert environment, perhaps something that evolved with deep aquifers in mind. Mm, we have something um, in the desert. Like I live in a desert myself. So yeah, I know what you mean. Some plants can survive like that. Uh, it can be done. I think I should expand to on what the singular water source for this thing is going to be. And since it's magic, I decided that this world, this in real life is rainbows in the fantasy thing. Yeah, yeah, basically. It can be it can be made and in here what I'm thinking that survives and gets really green is the Wisache. It doesn't have very expanded leaves, but it has a lot of tiny leaves. Mm, okay. So I'm thinking some kind of goddess of the desert that I'm yet to design. So this design is still not canon. And I plan her to be the only water source. And it's going to be an asshole. She's going to be an asshole and she's going to be she only likes tiny animals. So on her super secret location that none of the desertic species have found out yet. Only the smallest animals can enter and take water. So these little animals can thrive. There's many of them. If you, I don't know how other ecosystems work with flies, but in here there's a lot, like in the summer, too many. So I'm taking inspiration from real tragic events. Anyway, these little bugs fly around, and that is where my cute little plant comes out. It hangs from the roof, and when a tasty 19% water bug comes by, let's say it's that big, the plant grabs it and sucks the blood from him. And this is how this plant sustains itself. Yeah, like mosquitoes. This plant's like a mosquito, yeah. And that is my justification for almost every living being in this ecosystem to be a bloodsucker. Like They couldn't get water anywhere, so they evolved to survive on the blood of other more hydrated creatures. Of course, this place is not a good habitat for humans. Now, coloring this plant, now that you gave me the idea of the huizaches, well, the broadleaf. Um, Desertic plants can be actually really colorful. Okay, let's give it some. Have to close the spaces here. Doesn't it doesn't have to look fantastic. It just has to represent the plant. And this fruit that is going to be very important for many animals. Um, let's hint a little to what it really contains. Give him, give it a nice purple and red pattern, so it's not boring. Okay, we have our first plant. It may occasionally shred some of these uh, stick things. Mm, it may fall on your head. It will hurt. But from the ground, they are going to take this star-like shape. These are going to be the stars, the ceiling for our cave species. And I should probably think of bacteria. But honestly, I didn't investigate so much. This is going to be a long project. I'm not planning on finishing it today, so it doesn't matter. This spread is going to be your little flying bug. It started out as a regular ass looking bat, but I thought that it would be a little boring and went to research what kind of animal can survive on a harsh, hot environment. Found the famous tardigrades, hammerhead sharks, camels, where I think that's a little bit boring. Like a lot of stories have camel-like beings. And this stupid thing should be able to have, since it has 1 million predators, it should have an offspring of maybe 800 eggs. per season. Um, so they're essentially flies. Okay, that said, most most desertic animals are all kinds of brown and gray, not very exciting colors. Um, but these creatures live in the night, they need to camouflage in the dark. They are going to have dark colors. And additionally, they can also suck blood from plants and animals, just to make sure to make the most obnoxious animal you could find. Let's vary the colors a little bit. These little bunny ears are actually for smelling. And for the wings, maybe a very colorful pattern for the insides and just plain purple for the outsides. Because that's how they get partners or whatever. Hmm. Okay, again, for the time being, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to mark me where everything is for when I start shading. Mm, let's make it obnoxious. Some kind of mechanism to scare predators away. This book bat is going to be like, yeah, guys, I'm totally poisonous. And let's start the rendering. Let's give this thing a little bit of texture on its little ugly head. I'm sorry. Is the moment I compare them to flies, I started hating this species. Originally, I thought this design was meant to be a little cute, but my hair now tells me that I hate them. I want them to be uglier. Should be fast. This rendering. This is a very simple creature. Let's apply some shadow here. That is a nice way to simulate 4. So how is it looking? Will you trust this creature with your kids? Would you eat it? It looks delicious to me. Hmm. And of course, it has four wings because magic. It needs to be look magical. I mean, that's allowed. You are allowed to put things just because they look cool. I think the shading color is effective enough. I could still tweak it a little bit, but we're gonna leave it at that. Um, yeah, let's give it purple lighting. Would you trust this thing inside your house with its cute little eyes, its sharp teeth? I just know I will trust it with my life. Someone celebrating something or shooting, that's normal. think that's a one, actually. Nowhere near the. A bit more attention in this side. And I'm not expert, but we should be able to calculate how many fingers mammals are going to have. Yeah, 4. Is this a mammal? Could this count as a mammal? I mean, it's godly. And this thing uses this tail to attract other animals in order to suck their blood. Other surprisingly smaller animals. Yeah. Should probably add more color here. Yes, beautiful. I think we just design the face of charisma. Slimy little hands. And usually wings have veins, and butterflies at least. Oh, I have a brush for that, actually. Most of the time, with this kind of illustrations, um, you really only need to create a texture. I think you can see the difference between the wings, like which one feels a lot richer. Mm. I think I have a furry texture here. From somewhere. Yeah, it's this one. And just for fun, um, let's give the paper this texture. Because it gives it a more antique illustration feel. Let's leave this one as a stain. Hmm. Well, I think it looks good enough as a reference for the future. Oh, let's see. Like a pose, like a crab or shrimp. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to write that down, and because it's important information. Okay, that's a decapod, which is a thing I'm going to have to research later. And the wings modify, yeah, like bats, kind of. And hi, Novarua. This is for the art book pinup or something else? It's fascinating. This is for the same, the art book, if someone here doesn't know. eh, It's one of the rewards for donating to my Indiegogo campaign that ended a few months ago. And this Indiegogo was for a comic, and that comic is in the same universe. The capot just means then live, of course. Well, um, anyway, this is our first animal. It has 10 limbs, uh, can smell with his ears, and it's veiny and gross and full of detail, but just for fun. Let's add another upside down plant for the next session. This one with broad leaves like Iceman proposed. Usually desertic plants don't have a big trunks. Let's have something with feather shaped wings. Something sinister. So yeah, Novarua, the comic is I think you already noticed, is supposed to start like a with a sense of normalcy, and then it gets weirder and weirder, and at some point the protagonist is going to discover the secret world that is invisible to regular humans. And I realized this world that I have a general outline for. Mm, I don't have the details, and there's going to be a lot more works based on this universe. So I went and decided to start doing it for the streams. Better late than never, I guess. And now for this plant. Regular wings look like this, basically. Imagine you're walking upside down, and suddenly you enter a field that is covered in wings, like angel wings. They emerge like this from the soil. It's like if an angel was buried. Suppose you are used to this world, like you are a fairy or a witch, or a human that grew amongst magic creatures. And of course, you know many magic creatures with wings, with angel wings. Maybe you even know of angels. And you're exploring the desert and you find this. Could it be that someone buried a bunch of angels, a murderer? You approach, you approach slowly, curious. These plants look benign enough. And once you are right there, they close over you. The wind captures you. Ah, and with its little leaves, shaped like roundly like feathers, but that are covered in these little filaments. These filaments get inside your skin and they drain your blood. And that's it, you become another victim of the desert. That's a fun idea to me. Thank you, Iceman Cam. I don't think I have enough time to color this area. Um, but we could try next week. All right, everybody, thanks for coming. See you all next week. Mm.